My name is Leo. I am 27 years old. I work in an office. My life was simple before. I had a job. I had friends. I had a woman I loved. Her name was Mira. She was kind. She was smart. She laughed a lot. I thought she was my future. I really thought so. We were together for 5 years. 5 long years. We met when we were young. We grew up together. We learned many things together. We fought sometimes, but we always came back to each other. We always said sorry. We always hugged again. I believed this was love. Simple love. Safe love. We planned to get married next year. We talked about a small wedding. Nothing big. Just close friends. Just family. We even talked about a small house. A quiet place. Maybe a dog? I liked that idea. I liked it a lot. When I thought about the future, I saw her, only her. But there was one thing about Mira. One thing that always stayed in my mind. She was very afraid of insects. Very, very afraid. Not just a little scared. No, it was strong. It was deep. When she saw a bug, she could not think. She could not breathe well. She would scream. She would shake. I remember one time we were in my kitchen. A small worm was on the floor. It was tiny, very small. I did not even care. But she saw it. She screamed loudly. She jumped back. She almost cried. I quickly picked it up and threw it outside. I told her, "It's okay, it's gone." She was still shaking. I held her. I told her again, "It's okay." After some time, she calmed down. This happened many times. Spiders, worms, even small bugs. Every time, it was the same. Fear, panic, tears. I tried to understand. I told myself, this is just her fear. I must help her. I wanted to protect her. I wanted to make her feel safe. So I was careful, very careful. I checked rooms before she came in. I kept the house clean. I closed windows at night. I did many small things. I did not mind. I loved her. When you love someone, you do small things. You do them again and again. Still, sometimes I felt worried. I thought, what if something bad happens? But then I told myself, no, it will be okay. She is just scared. She will never hurt anyone. I believed that. I really believed that. One evening, everything changed. It was a normal night, a happy night. We went to our friend's house. My close friend Daniel and his wife Nina. We knew them for years. They were like family to us. Their house had a small backyard. There was a fire pit. We sat around it. The night was cool. The air was nice. We talked. We laughed. We made marshmallows. We drank a little beer. It felt peaceful. It felt warm. I remember thinking, this is a perfect night. Mira sat next to me. She looked happy. She smiled at me. I smiled back. I felt calm. I felt safe. I did not think anything bad would happen. Not that night. Not ever. We talked about work. We talked about travel. Nina asked about our wedding plans. Mira got excited. She talked fast. She laughed. I watched her. I felt proud. I thought, she will be my wife. My heart felt full. The fire made small sounds. Crack, crack. The light moved on our faces. The sky was dark. There were stars. It was quiet and nice. I remember all these small things. I remember them clearly. Then, something strange happened. I did not see anything. I did not feel anything. Everything was normal for me. But for Mira, something was different. Something changed in her eyes. I did not notice it at first. Later, Daniel told me what he saw. He said Mira suddenly looked at my face. Her eyes became wide. Very wide. like she saw something terrible. She stopped talking. She stopped moving. But I did not know this. I was still talking. I was still smiling. Then everything went black. I do not remember the moment. I do not remember the pain. I do not remember the sound. My memory stops there. Just darkness. Just nothing. When I opened my eyes again, I was in a hospital. The room was white. The light was bright. My head hurt. My face hurt. Everything felt heavy. I felt confused. I did not understand where I was. I tried to move. It was hard. My body felt weak. I touched my face slowly. There were bandages, thick bandages. I felt scared. I thought, what happened to me? Then I heard crying. I turned my head a little. Mira was there, sitting next to me. Her eyes were red. Her face was wet with tears. She looked broken. She looked like a different person. When she saw me awake, she started crying more. She said my name again and again. Leo! Leo! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not understand. My mind was slow. My head hurt too much. I asked her, what happened? My voice was weak, very weak. She looked at me. She was shaking. Her hands were shaking. Her whole body was shaking. Then she told me. She said she saw a spider on my forehead, a small spider. She said it was moving. She said she got scared. Very scared. Too scared. She said she could not think. She said she picked up something from the table, a metal container. It had a candle inside, a heavy one. She said, she hit my face, not one time, many times. She said she just wanted to kill the spider. She said she did not see me. She did not feel me. She only saw the spider. I listened. I felt cold. Very cold inside. I asked her slowly, you hit me? She nodded. She cried more. I didn't know what I was doing, she said. I was scared. I was so scared. I closed my eyes. My head hurt. My heart hurt. I felt confused. I felt lost. I felt afraid. I did not know what to think. I loved her. But she hurt me. Badly. And in that moment, lying in the hospital bed, I felt something new. A small crack inside me. A quiet, deep fear. And I could not ignore it. The next few days were slow. Very slow. I stayed in the hospital. The room was quiet, but my mind was loud. Too many thoughts. Too many questions. I could not rest well. I could not think clearly. My head was wrapped in thick bandages. The doctor told me I had deep cuts. He said I needed stitches. Many stitches. He also said my brain had a small injury. Not too big, but still serious. I needed time to heal. I needed rest. A lot of rest. My face also had burns. I did not understand that at first. Then the nurse explained. The metal container had been hot. The candle inside was still burning. When Mira hit me, the heat touched my skin again and again. I felt sick when I heard that. I felt sick. I felt weak. I asked for a mirror one day. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted to see the truth. Maybe I was not ready, but I still asked. The nurse looked at me for a moment. She was quiet. Then she gave me a small mirror. I looked. I wish I didn't. My face was swollen, red, dark in some places. There were marks, lines, stitches across my forehead. My skin looked damaged. Not like before, not normal. I could not look for long. I put the mirror down. I felt tears in my eyes. I was not crying loud, no sound, just quiet tears. I turned my face away. I did not want anyone to see. I felt broken, not only my body, my heart too. Mira stayed with me every day. She sat next to me. She brought food. She talked softly. She kept saying sorry again and again. I didn't mean it. I didn't want to hurt you. I love you. She said these words many times. At first, I listened. I tried to understand. I told myself, it was an accident. She was scared. She didn't know. I wanted to believe that. I really wanted to believe that. But something inside me felt different now. Something was not the same. When she moved her hand too fast, I felt nervous. When she stood close to me, I felt tense. It was small, very small, but it was there. One night, I woke up suddenly. My heart was beating fast. I had a bad dream. In the dream, I saw her again. She was holding that metal container. She was hitting me again and again. I touched my face quickly. I was breathing hard. I looked around. The room was dark, quiet, safe. But I did not feel safe. I felt scared. I stayed awake for a long time that night. After a few days, Daniel came to visit me. He stood near the door at first. He looked worried. His face was serious. "Hey," he said softly. "Hey," I answered. He walked closer. He looked at my face. He did not say anything for a moment. "I'm sorry, man," he said. "It's not your fault," I replied. He sat down next to me. He took a deep breath. "It happened very fast," he said. 1 second we were talking, then she just changed. I listened quietly. "She looked at your face like she saw something terrible," he continued. "Then she grabbed the candle holder and hit you. We didn't even understand what was happening." He paused. His hands were tight. "I tried to stop her," he said. "I took it from her. Nina called for help. The ambulance came quickly." I nodded slowly. "Did you see the spider?" I asked. He shook his head. "No, I didn't see anything. Nina didn't see anything too." I felt a strange feeling in my chest. No spider? Then what did she see? I did not know what to think. Daniel looked at me again. "You need to think carefully," he said. "This is serious." I did not answer. I just looked down. Later that day, the doctor came again. He checked my wounds. He said I could go home soon, but I needed more rest. No stress, no heavy work. No stress, I repeated in my head. But my life did not feel calm anymore. When I left the hospital, Mira came with me. She helped me walk. She carried my bag. She tried to be gentle, very gentle. At home, everything looked the same. But it did not feel the same. The sofa was the same. The kitchen was the same. The bed was the same. But I was different. I sat on this couch and looked around. I felt strange, like I was in the wrong place, like something was missing. Mira brought me water. "Are you okay?" she asked. I nodded slowly. "Yes, I said. But it was not true. That night, we sat together in silence. No TV, no music, just silence. She looked at me many times, like she wanted to say something, like she was waiting. Finally, she spoke. "Can you forgive me?" she asked softly. I did not answer right away. I looked at her. Her eyes were full of tears again. I felt pain in my chest. I loved her, but I was also afraid of her. This feeling was new, and I did not like it. "I don't know," I said slowly. Her face changed. She looked hurt. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said again. "I know," I replied. But knowing was not enough. Days passed. I stayed home. I rested. My body slowly healed, but my mind did not heal. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw something, not clear, not full, but flashes. Fear, pain, movement. And every time I looked at Mira, I remembered. I remembered what she did, even if she didn't mean it, even if she was scared. She hurt me, and that truth stayed with me, quiet, heavy, impossible to forget. Weeks passed, then months. Time moved, but slowly, very slowly. My body started to heal. The pain became less. The cuts closed. The burns became lighter. The doctors said I was lucky. They said I would recover. But I did not feel lucky. I went back to work after some time, not full-time, just a few hours each day. My coworkers were kind. They asked me if I was okay. I smiled and said, "Yes, I'm fine." But I was not fine. I felt tired all the time. My head still hurt sometimes. Loud sounds made me uncomfortable. Fast movements made me nervous. Even small things scared me now. I was not like before. At home, things were quiet. Too quiet. Mira tried to act normal. She cooked. She cleaned. She smiled at me. She asked about my day. I answered her. I tried to act normal too, but it was not real. There was a wall between us now, a silent wall. We did not talk about that night, not at first. We avoided it. We pretended everything was okay. But deep inside, I knew it was not okay. One evening, we sat at the dinner table. The food was simple, rice and vegetables. I was not very hungry. I moved my food around my plate. Mira looked at me. "You're not eating," she said softly. "I'm not hungry," I replied. She looked down. "I feel like you're far from me," she said. I did not answer. Because it was true. I was far from her. Even when we sat close, I felt far. "I'm trying," she continued. "I really am. I want things to be normal again." I took a deep breath. "I know," I said. "Then why do you look at me like that?" she asked. Her voice was shaking. "Like what?" I asked. "Like you're scared of me," she said. I stayed quiet. Because again, it was true. I was scared. Not all the time, but sometimes. Enough to feel it. Enough to notice. "I don't want to hurt you," she said. "I would never hurt you." I looked at her. "But you did," I said quietly. The room became very still. She started crying again. She covered her face with her hands. "I didn't mean it," she said. "I didn't know what I was doing." "I understand that," I replied, but my voice felt weak. My words felt empty, because understanding something does not always remove the fear. That night, I could not sleep again. I turned in bed again and again. My mind was busy. I asked myself many questions. Can I trust her? Can I feel safe again? Can I live like this? I did not have clear answers. A few days later, I met Daniel again. We went to a small cafe. It was quiet, not many people. I liked that. He looked at me carefully. "How are you, really?" he asked. I took a deep breath. "I don't know," I said. He nodded. "That makes sense," he said. "I still love her," I added. "I know," he replied. "But I feel scared sometimes," I said. "And I hate that feeling. I don't want to be scared of the person I love." Daniel stayed quiet for a moment. "That's important," he said slowly. "Feeling safe is important." I looked down at my hands. "She didn't mean it," I said again. "I believe that," he replied. "But it still happened." His words were simple, but heavy. "It could happen again," he added. I looked up quickly. "She said she doesn't remember clearly," I said. "She said everything was fast, like she lost control." Daniel leaned forward a little. "That's exactly why you should be careful," he said. "If she can lose control like that, you don't know when it can happen again." I felt cold inside. I did not want to think about that. But I had to. After that day, I started to watch more. I noticed small things. When a bug came near the window, she froze. When she saw a small spider outside, she stepped back fast. Her breathing changed. Her eyes changed. It was the same fear, strong, deep, uncontrollable. One night, a small insect flew into the room. It was nothing, just a tiny bug. But Mira saw it. She stood up quickly. Her chair made a loud sound. "Get it out!" she said loudly. Her voice was sharp, strong. I stood up slowly. "It's okay," I said. "It's small." But she was already panicking. "Get it out!" she repeated. I walked to the window and opened it. The bug flew out. "It's gone," I said. She was still breathing fast. I watched her. My heart started beating faster too, because for a moment, just a small moment, I saw that same look in her eyes, the same look from that night. Wild, lost, not in control. And that moment scared me. Very much. That night, I sat alone in the living room. The lights were off. The room was dark. I thought about everything, about the hospital, about the pain, about her fear, about my fear. I touched my forehead. I could still feel the scars. Small, but there. They reminded me every day. This was not just a mistake. This was real. And it changed me. I loved her. But love was not the only thing now. There was fear. There was doubt. There was a question I could not ignore anymore. Can I live like this for the rest of my life? I sat there for a long time, quiet, thinking, and slowly, very slowly, I started to feel the answer. It was not easy. It was not what I wanted. But deep inside, I knew something had to change. The next morning felt heavy, very heavy. I woke up early, but I did not move. I just lay in bed and looked at the ceiling. My mind was full again. Thoughts, questions, feelings, all mixed together. Mira was still sleeping next to me. She looked calm, peaceful, like nothing was wrong, like everything was normal. I watched her for a moment. I felt something warm in my chest. Love. But then, slowly, another feeling came. Fear. The same quiet fear. And I understood something very clearly in that moment. Love and fear cannot live together like this. Not for a long time, not in a healthy way. I sat up slowly. My body still felt a little weak, but my mind felt strong. Stronger than before. I knew what I had to do, but I was scared. Very scared. Not of her, but of the decision. Later that day, we sat in the living room. The light from the window was soft. The room was quiet. No TV, no phone, just us. Mira looked at me. She smiled a little. "Do you want tea?" she asked. I shook my head. "No," I said. My voice was serious. She noticed. Her smile slowly disappeared. "What's wrong?" she asked. I took a deep breath. "We need to talk," I said. Those words felt heavy in the air. She became still. "Okay," she said quietly. I looked at my hands for a moment. Then I looked at her. My heart was beating fast. "I've been thinking a lot," I started. She nodded slowly. "I know things are not the same," I continued. "I know we are both trying." Her eyes filled with tears. "I'm trying my best," she said. "I know," I replied softly. "And I see that. I really do." She looked at me, waiting. "But," I stopped for a moment. The word felt painful. "But I don't feel safe anymore." Silence. Deep silence. Her face changed, like something inside her broke. "What do you mean?" she asked. Her voice was shaking. "I mean, sometimes I feel scared," I said. "Not all the time, but enough." She shook her head quickly. "I would never hurt you again," she said. "I believe you don't want to," I answered. "But that doesn't change what happened." Tears rolled down her face. "That was one moment," she said. "One mistake." I nodded slowly. "Yes," I said. "One moment." But that moment changed everything for me. She covered her mouth. She started crying harder. "I love you," she said. "Please, don't do this." My chest felt tight. I loved her too, so much. This was not easy. Nothing about this was easy. "I love you too," I said quietly. "Then stay," she cried. "We can fix this. We can try again." I closed my eyes for a second. I wanted to say yes. I really wanted to say yes. But I knew that would not be honest. "I don't think I can," I said slowly. Her body shook. No, no, please, she whispered. I don't want to live in fear, I continued. I don't want to feel nervous in my own home. I don't want to be scared of the person I love. She looked at me like she did not recognize me. I said I'm sorry, she repeated. I know, I said, and I forgive you. She looked surprised. You forgive me? She asked. Yes, I said. I do not hate you. I do not blame you. Her eyes softened a little. But I cannot stay, I added. Her hope broke again. I need peace, I said. I need to feel safe. And right now, I don't feel that. The room was filled with quiet crying. Minutes passed. No one spoke. Finally, she stood up slowly. Okay, she said in a weak voice. Just one word. Okay. But it felt very heavy. She walked to the bedroom and closed the door. I stayed on the couch. I did not move. I did not cry. Not yet. Later that day, she packed her things. Not everything. Just the important ones. We did not talk much. Just small words. Simple words. Take care. Drive safe. That was all. At the door, she stopped. She looked at me one last time. I hope you heal, she said. Her voice was soft. I hope you find peace. I nodded. You too, I replied. Then she left. The door closed. And just like that, 5 years ended. The house became very quiet. Too quiet. I sat alone, and then I cried. Not loud, not wild, just quiet tears. I felt pain. I felt loss. I felt empty. But deep inside, very deep, I also felt something else. Relief, small but real. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I started to heal again. Slowly, very slowly. The scars on my face became lighter. But they did not disappear. And maybe that is okay, because they remind me of something important. Love is not enough. Love is important, yes. But safety is important too. Peace is important too. Trust is important too. If you feel afraid in your own relationship, something is wrong. Even if the person is kind, even if they say sorry, even if they love you, you must listen to your heart. You must protect yourself. Now, sometimes I still think about Mira. I remember her smile, her laugh, the good times. I miss those things. But I do not regret my choice, because I chose my safety. I chose my peace. And that is something I will never feel sorry for. Moral lesson: love is not only about feelings. Love must also feel safe. If you feel fear again and again, you must stop and think. Protect your heart. Protect your life. Sometimes walking away is the strongest and healthiest choice.